Okay, so we all know the internet loves cats and dogs.
Yeah.
But have you ever wondered what they think about all those AI-generated videos with their,
Okay.
species starring in them? What if they could actually comment on those quirky, sometimes exaggerated portrayals?
Well, that's what we're going to be diving into today.
Yeah, it's kind of a fascinating thought experiment, isn't it? We're going to be exploring this fictional conversation between a cat and a dog, and they're reacting to these AI videos,
Uh,
all while, curled up in a cozy corner. You can
yeah.
almost hear the purring and the tail thumping as we talk about this.
So right off the bat, we meet our two characters, and the cat is very cat-like, aloof, a bit mocking the dog,
Ah.
super friendly, maybe a tad naive,
Yeah,
and their contrasting personalities really drive the conversation, I think.
absolutely. And it starts with the cat delivering this classic line to the dog, your mere existence is my primary source of entertainment.
Oh, yeah.
But instead of being offended, the dog is just thrilled, of course, by this attention. And this really sets the stage for their very different reactions to AI. And those reactions get to the heart of some pretty big questions about AI.
Yeah.
The cat immediately jumps in with a critique.
Uh-huh.
AI, she argues, is oversimplifying animals, turning them into caricatures for human amusement.
Right, and she uses some pretty funny examples to make her point.
Yeah.
Imagine the cat dramatically declaring, "I'm too good for this world,"
Yeah.
while the dog bounces around yelling, "Let's be friends forever."
Right.
It really kind of highlights how AI often takes those little quirks that we love about animals and just exaggerates them.
That makes me wonder if AI can do that with animals. What about other aspects of our lives?
Right.
Could it oversimplify complex issues or even manipulate our perceptions of reality?
Absolutely, it's a valid concern.
Yeah.
I mean, we're already seeing AI being used in creative fields like music and art. Oh. While it offers this, incredible potential for new forms of expression, there's also a risk of homogenization, where everything starts to feel the same,
Right.
lacking that unique human touch.
It's like those algorithms designed to create those catchy tunes.
Yeah.
But they might lack the soul and depth of a song written by a human who's poured their heart into it.
Exactly. And that brings us to the dog's perspective.
Okay.
He sees these AI videos through a different lens.
Right.
Maybe, he suggests, humans are just trying to find humor and connection.
Okay.
Maybe it's a form of flattery, appreciating the things that make cats and dogs so endearing.
Yeah, it's an interesting counterpoint.
Yeah.
It reminds me of how we've always,
Right.
used animals in storytelling, from Aesop's fables to modern cartoons.
Yeah.
We project our own emotions and ideas onto them.
It's true. We see ourselves in animals and often use them to explore aspects of our own humanity.
Right.
AI could be seen as a continuation of this, albeit with more advanced technology that allows for a greater level of realism and perhaps manipulation.
And that's where the cat's concerns about individuality come into play.
Yeah.
She worries that AI is erasing the unique qualities of animals, turning them into these predictable, one-dimensional versions of themselves.
It's a powerful argument,
Right.
Imagine feeling like your identity is being flattened, reduced to a set of algorithms that think they know you better than you know yourself.
Right.
Right.
And it's not just about, being misrepresented. It's
Yeah.
about the potential loss of something essential to your being.
Mm-hmm.
But, of course, there's also some humor mixed in here.
Right.
The dog teases the cat about her less than graceful moments.
Right.
Like getting stuck in curtains.
And the cat, never one to back down, retorts with, "I was investigating."
Of course.
It's a reminder that even in this serious conversation,
Yeah.
there's room for playfulness. But underlying those jokes is a valid concern. Is AI blurring the lines between what's real and what's simulated?
Right.
And what does that mean for our understanding of ourselves and the world around us?
It's a question that resonates with a lot of people today, and it's something that we'll continue to explore in this deep dive.
Yeah.
It's amazing how a conversation between, a cat and a dog can make us think about these bigger issues.
Yeah.
Now, look off with the cat and dog kind of grappling with this question of AI and individuality.
All right.
But it wasn't all doom and gloom.
No.
They actually came up with a plan. Right.
They did. They decided to kind of play along with this whole AI trend,
Okay.
but on their own terms, It wasn't about rejecting technology altogether.
Okay.
It was more about using it strategically
Okay.
to highlight what makes real animals so unique.
So instead of fearing AI, they decided to use it to their advantage.
Exactly. Think about it this way. Let's say an algorithm can generate a video of a cat doing something cute.
Yep.
But a real cat with all its quirks and unpredictability can do something even more amazing.
Yeah.
Something that surprises and delights us in a way that no machine ever could.
It's about showcasing those unscripted moments, the things that make each animal special.
Precisely. And this idea of showcasing individuality isn't limited to animals.
Sure.
It's something we can all apply to our own lives, you know?
Yeah.
In a world increasingly driven by algorithms, how do you maintain your sense of self? How do you stand out from the digital crowd?
Yeah, there's a line toward the end of this fictional conversation that really struck me.
Yeah.
The cat says, "Life's best moments can't be generated by a machine."
Oh, wow.
It really makes you think, doesn't it?
It does. It does. Think about those simple joys we experience every day.
Right.
The warmth of the sun on your skin, the laughter of a loved one,
Yeah.
the feeling of accomplishment after, finishing a challenging task.
Yeah.
These are moments that AI, at least with its current capabilities, can't fully replicate or understand.
Because they're rooted in our lived experiences.
Yeah.
Our emotions, our connections with the world around us.
Right.
But there's also this undeniable pull towards digital experiences.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
We
Yeah.
spend so much time on social media consuming content, sometimes losing ourselves in those virtual worlds.
It's true, and it raises a question, are we becoming so reliant on digital simulations that we're losing touch with the real world?
Right.
Are we sacrificing genuine experiences for these fleeting moments of digital stimulation?
It's like we're constantly chasing the next notification,
Sure. Yeah.
the next viral video, and in doing so, we might be missing out on the beauty and complexity of the world right in front of us.
The cat and dog, in their own way, are reminding us to appreciate those real-world experiences. They're
Yes.
urging us to remember why those tangible connections are so valuable.
It's not just about cats and dogs, though. It's about appreciating all living things, the natural world,
Right.
the imperfections that make life, interesting.
Yeah.
It's about recognizing that the most meaningful moments
Yeah.
often happen when we least expect them.
And I think that's one of the key takeaways from this conversation.
Yeah.
It's a call to be more present in our lives, to savor those unscripted moments,
Right.
to nurture those connections that bring us joy and fulfillment.
It's about finding a balance between the digital and the real,
Yes.
using technology to enhance our lives
Right.
without letting it dominate our experiences.
Absolutely. And it's about remembering that technology is a tool.
Yeah.
We have the power to choose how we use it, to shape its impact on our lives and on the world around us.
So what can we learn from this cat and dog's perspective on AI? What are the key takeaways for you, the listener?
I think it starts with awareness.
Okay.
Being mindful of how technology is influencing our perceptions, our behaviors, even our values.
And it's about being proactive, choosing to engage with the world in a meaningful way, seeking out authentic experiences,
Yeah.
and remembering that technology, while powerful, doesn't have all the answers.
Because the most important questions, the ones that really shape our lives,
Yeah.
are often the ones we ask ourselves, not the ones we ask our devices.
Right.
And those questions, those internal dialogues, are what make us uniquely human.
It's funny, isn't it? We start with, a cat and a dog talking about AI videos.
Right.
And we end up kind of pondering some really deep questions about technology
Yeah.
and what makes us human.
It speaks to the power of this, fictional conversation, right? It's tapping into some very real anxieties that I think people have about AI.
Uh-huh.
I mean, we might chuckle at those silly animal videos, but there's this underlying unease. Like,
Right.
what happens if AI gets too good?
Yeah. It's like we're almost rooting for the cat and dog
Yeah.
to outsmart the algorithms, to prove that there's still something special, something irreplaceable about real animals, about real life.
Absolutely. And it goes beyond just animals, right?
Right.
It ties into this broader fear of replacement.
Yeah.
What happens to artists, writers, musicians if AI can create content faster and cheaper?
Right.
What happens to us if our jobs, our skills, even our creativity become obsolete?
It's easy to get caught up in those worst case scenarios, to see AI as this looming threat.
Yeah, it's understandable,
Yeah.
but it's crucial to remember that technology in and of itself isn't inherently good or bad. It's a tool.
Yeah.
And like any tool, its impact depends entirely on how it's used.
The cat and dog, in their own, quirky way,
Right.
offer a roadmap for navigating this, I think.
Yeah.
They choose to engage with the AI trend, but on their own terms.
Yeah.
They use it to amplify their individuality, not to diminish it.
It's a powerful reminder that we always have a choice, right? We can choose to be passive consumers of technology, letting it dictate our experiences, or we can be active participants shaping how it's used and how it impacts our lives.
And maybe instead of fearing AI, we should be thinking about how we can use it to enhance our own strengths.
Yeah.
Our humanness. What can AI do that we can't, and vice versa?
That's the key, Let's say AI gets amazing at generating music.
Yeah.
Well, humans can still bring the emotional depth,
Right.
the personal experiences, the things that connect us to each other on a deeper level, right?
Right.
AI can be a collaborator,
Yeah.
not a competitor.
Think of it this way.
Yeah.
AI might be able to write a technically perfect song,
Yeah.
but it's the human who can make you feel something when you hear it.
Exactly. And going back to those animal videos,
Yeah.
perhaps AI can actually help us appreciate the real thing even more
Uh-huh.
by showing us these, exaggerated, almost caricatured versions. It highlights how much more nuanced and fascinating real animals are.
So it's not about, shutting down AI, but about being more mindful,
Yeah.
more deliberate in how we use it, both as creators and consumers.
And remembering that technology is always evolving, right?
Right.
What seems scary or overwhelming today might be commonplace tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
The key is to stay curious, to stay engaged,
Right.
and to keep asking the important questions.
And it's exactly what, this cat and dog have inspired us to do.
Yeah.
So as we wrap up this deep dive,
Yeah.
we want to leave you with this thought.
Okay.
What unique qualities do you bring to the world that AI could never replicate?
That's a good one.
What are your strengths, your passions, your quirks? Hold on to those qualities.
Yeah.
Nurture them and use them to shape the future.
Because in a world increasingly driven by algorithms, it's those uniquely human qualities that will truly make a difference.
That was your deep dive into the AI Chronicles, a cat and dog perspective.
Hope you enjoyed it.
We hope you enjoyed this thought-provoking exploration, and we'll see you next time for another fascinating deep dive.